causing me headaches. Yet, I mean, at least it connected. Hi guys, how's it going? Time to talk about The Mandalorian. Season 3, episode 6, chapter 22, Guns for Hire. Hi. Hello there. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut. Is this the way? Seriously? I'm drunk. Is this the way? Hello, everybody. This is the way I've spoken. Grogu's only 2 years older than me, so I don't feel so bad about being a Jagalin. Anyhow, yeah, welcome back. Time to talk The Mandalorian, as we do. So, thanks for joining me, and let's get into it. I don't know why there's so much hate for this fucking show. This episode in particular, a lot of people like, didn't care for it, I don't like it, or my IQ has dropped from watching this one. I loved the shit out of this one. This is entertainment for me. This is fantastic. I don't know why everybody has such a bug up their ass. I thought this was fucking great. I happen to be a big fan of droids. I love droids. So this one was amazing. From these two to the ones in the bar, the one protocol droid in particular, the really poppy colored one. I mean, it's just, yes, please, more. I think droids are fantastic, and this particular one, which is the same one I have over here, right there in the middle, right there. I forget what the name of him is. It's CB something. He was heavily used in promotional materials for Rogue One, and not only in some of the trailers, but as we know, the trailers for Rogue One were like a lot of stuff we saw in trailers were not in the actual movie. They changed a lot of things. So that droid was in those trailers. He was also in a lot of the promotional stuff, and they're not seen at all in the movie. So I just really enjoyed the hell out of this episode. It was bright. It was pretty. Jack Black was all right. Christopher Lloyd was a kind of distracting for me, and that black chick, Lika or whatever the fuck her name is, didn't know who that was, but apparently she's some kind of singer. So yay for that, I guess. But so yeah, those cameos were kind of distracting. Get that changing color. Sorry, they had the power out here yesterday, and it shuts those things off. All right, Beyond Steak ad. I've spoken. Why, hello there. Back to you. Thank you. A Star Trek bridge I saw in the Star Wars show. You saw Star Trek bridge? What? Always is, but it's the best I could do. Christopher Gray, I like the episode. Just thought the explanation for giving the Darksaber over to Bo-Katan was a bit weak. I fucking thought that was brilliant. So I'm like, that's exactly what happened. He got his ass kicked on Mandalore. The Darksaber got taken from him. Well, dropped in the dirt. She picked it up, saved his ass, gave it back to him. It's actually passed along. I think that's not weak at all. I think that's fantastic. It's a fantastic loophole for that whole situation of she has to earn it or win it in battle. I think that's fucking great. I have no problem with that at all. So, by the way, 20 people here, 9 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget that I do have shots and things if you guys want to super chat in. And I will have some shots. $20 super chat shots. All right. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Sergeant Montgomery, this episode was classic nods to an established way to tell these stories. I wish Trek would follow suit in writing and story writing. Yeah, these either follow the trope of like Western tales, or this one felt very medieval to me, or as Sylvia said, very samurai-like, which Star Wars we know is based on those kind of movies. The Forbidden Fortress or whatever that George Lucas was big into. So yeah, it definitely has that vibe. This one felt very, very medieval, even to the point where the Mandalorians are like the band of outlaws or mercenaries camping outside the town. It was great. It was everything about this was great. It was pretty, like I said. The town or the city they were in had a very nice bright look to it. I thought that was fantastic. All the droids were great, like these two of course, but also hold on. This guy. This one right here, this protocol droid. That is a good looking droid. I'm sorry, but those colors are just fantastic. So, yeah, there's lots of stuff to love in this one, especially if you're a droid aficionado like I am. So, and some really good R2 units as well. Yet another episode not about the Mandalorian or Baby Yoda, or you mean Grogu, just trying to set up future TV shows, I guess. What do you mean it wasn't about them? He's handing off the dark saber. It's a side quest. I don't understand these complaints, these arguments. I don't understand the whole. This isn't about the Mandalorian. I think that's just silly and stupid, honestly. I don't know if this was fantastic. BJ says the first ship had a bridge. Was set up like in Star Trek, but with a fish tank. Oh yeah, look, it did seem like kind of like a Klingon bridge. This show should not be called The Mandalorian. The Mandalorians. Well, this episode, yeah, they haven't really been focused on that much in other episodes, so that's kind of a silly argument. Jason Peacock, a bit police procedural noir detective drama. Yes, a little bit of that as well. I love how they're chasing this droid through the streets, and just Din Djarin jumps through a window, tackles him, and then Bo-Katan shoots him, and then the cops immediately come out and go, "This is a crime scene," and then Din and her are just allowed to leave. Don't you want an explanation as to why they took out this droid? I don't know. It seems a little silly, but Eric Martin, that was Nepenthe lubricant stuff. Used the same name as that episode in Star Trek Picard. Yeah, Nepenthe is, yeah, it's an episode in Picard. It's also the planet that Riker and his family are living on. There were some weird acting nods in this one. Like Katie Scoff looked like she was dialing in at one point where she's like, "Why would there be droids in Nepenthe?" There's a few moments like that from a few different actors. I can see some actual filmmaking critiques that people might have, but as far as the story goes, it's just fantastic. It's great. These chapters that are kind of standalone pieces that you don't need to, you know, to know what happened the week before necessarily or anything. I don't know. I don't know what people's problem is, but that's what you guys are saying. Law and Order Star Wars. Sure. BJ, I would have liked to have seen more Christopher Lloyd, although I was fine with them. Oh yeah, his acting was a little bit off too. Rust-Knuckle Iron Gut. Sorry I missed the start. I was busy trolling some watch snob in a different comment section. That's alright. Every series is like that for those that don't know. Like what? Stormhawk 427. Looks like Star Wars got the Hyperloop to work, unlike a certain billionaire. The Hyperloop. Okay. Sergeant Montgomery, I love the famous actor cameo, but I agree they're a bit overwhelming. Feels like they distract the storyline. A little bit, yeah. Film noir meets Knights Templar, yes. Airy Fan Geek, it's all side quests. They don't know what they're doing in this season. That's just what I see. Yeah, but that's what season 1 was as well, and season 2. If these episodes had been season 1, you would have been like, this is fantastic. Star Wars is back. This is awesome. But because it's season 3, you're kind of like, and this is moving a lot faster than I anticipated. I didn't expect him to get to the mines of Mandalore, and be redeemed as quickly as they did it. I expected it to be most of the season. So, yeah. And stories like this, like the Western type vibe or the medieval, is basically side quests. So I have no problem at all. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm sorry for the people that aren't enjoying it. It must suck to be you, because this is fucking great. Stormhawk also, was I the only one who's kind of scared by how fast the super battle droid moved? I never even really considered that, but it was pretty quick. The Ghost of Q's left eyebrow. Hey Cap, hope your evening is going well. This episode was a blast, really fun, and I truly enjoyed this one. Amen. I'm right there with you. That droid must have been a spy. Remote control of the spacecraft is weird. Couldn't the Empire do this? I don't know. Nick T would not believe a super battle droid could move that fast. Trekyards says, although I am sure there are reasons. There are always reasons, my friend. Eric Martin almost had a bit of a Blade Runner vibe, which to me, check or not, but great season so far. Thank you. Sergeant Montgomery, hollow crime scene tape was a nice touch. It was. I'm just saying, Mandalorian season 1 and 2 was beautiful. Season 3 seems like the writers went to Picard. LOL. I fucking totally disagree with you, my dude. Really enjoying the hell out of it. So, Rust Knuckle Iron Gut, for the simplicity of the Mandalorian. I love this show. BJ says Elon Musk and his Hyperloop backtrain. Oh, okay. It's in the Polar Express, for Christ's sake. So it's just a thing that crops up occasionally. I didn't know that he had a Hyperloop, and I didn't know that was a thing. So, Terrence Childs, hi everyone from the great state of Maryland. What are you talking about? Me and all these droids are staring at you because you looked at the thumbnail and the title of this, and you're asking what we're talking about. Charles Thies, Hyperloop is an Elon Musk thing. I think it was Subway, but worse. Okay. I meant to say for those that complain, not much Mandalorian this episode again. I thought there was a good amount of Mandalorian. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut, they could have used Doc Brown better. They could have, yes. His acting wasn't very great either, honestly. Jason Peacock, the tubes also reference one of my favorite things, Tenacious D songs. There you go. Who's which, the arc beside me? Seriousness, how's it going? Eric Martin, your video seems a little low res to me. Is anyone else seeing that? Here we go with the complaints about the fucking... Let's see if I can fix it. Worse. Better? Worse. Let me know. Trekyards, the fish on fish action was freakishly funny. It was kind of funny, yeah. Michael Evans. Looks like Din Djarin and Bo-Katan are getting along very well. I had a feeling she would be the new partner replacing Cara Dune. Any thoughts? It's exactly what they did. It's a shame that Cara Dune is not back. Um, but she was going to go on to be in her own spin-off anyway. Galactic Marshals, the whatever, fucking whatever. Um, so she was going to be gone anyway. But I could have seen them bringing her back for one or two episodes this season, had she not completely fucked things up. But yeah, Bo-Katan is definitely the new replacement for Cara Dune, 100%. But it's working out well. I love the way that the story is progressing. So. Din and Bo might become a couple and rule New Mandalore together. I mean, possibly. Sergeant Montgomery, Marilyn must not have gotten a resistor spike card. Okay. Defiant, you did it, Captain. 100 times better. Eric Martin, that's better. Just like the eye doctor. Is one better or two? LOL. Yep. That's something I haven't had to do for about 4 months now, is switch it from the Wi-Fi to LTE. Last time I switched it to LTE, everybody was like, oh my God, it got so much worse. Switch it back. So I did, and then I've been using Wi-Fi ever since, and nobody's complained till tonight. And I don't know what's going on with that, but here we are anyway. So hopefully it's better. It's on LTE now, so if anything goes wrong with the signal, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. This is not the signal I'm usually on, so I don't know. What did you think about the Spark, whatever the hell they were? They're basically mint tins. I have some around here. They just little metal mint tins that you slide the lid off, and they're supposed to be like matchbooks to the resistor, like for the resistor. I love the idea of a droid bar. And there was some really cool astromechs in there as well. But honestly, this guy, fuck, I love it. I love the way he looks. I must get a action figure of this individual at some point, because that's pretty cool. Just saying. What about our boy Christopher Lloyd? He's getting old and frail looking. Getting old sucks. We're all headed there, guys and girls. Yeah, I'm not excited for that personally, but it is what it is. Michael Evans, what was Commander Krug doing on the show? Not being Commander Krug. Secret Droids Club should have raised tons of red alarm. Trek or not, you Krug, you lose. Eric Martin. Bo-Katan has her work cut out for her, as the Mandos seem like they are so fractured into their little sects that don't like this or that. Yeah, he even said he called them like a, what did he call him, a heretic or something? Anyway. Yeah, she definitely has her work cut out for her, but it can't be all easy, right? So I think that's fine. Seriously, I really enjoyed the droid bar scene. I did too. I love the way the bartender spoke, just like the quiet nature of it. I love where they even addressed something that Star Wars has been talking about for years, how droids are kind of cruelly used as like slaves essentially, but the droids acknowledge here that, you know what, humans made us, it's the least we can do. So I love that. That little touch was nice. Blue Man Bot. Yes, he did look good. Seriously, that was the standout scene for me. The lighting in this episode was beautiful. All of it. This bar scene was particularly well lit, especially with the Mandalorian's armor. The way it just kind of glowed, and it was highlighted under the lights in this bar, I think was fantastic. And even the city itself, like I said, lots of neon, lots of white, it looked like a very pretty city. Looks way different than the one in Kenobi, and it was something that was quite unique, I thought. So I thought that was great. The feast with Jack Black and stuff was a little weird, but that's all right. That's all right. Had very much like a Queen of Hearts type vibe to it, like from Alice in Wonderland at that when they're playing the game with the little pill bugs, and Grogu's helping her cheat. I don't know why she decided to knight Grogu, but that's interesting. Mando didn't get a goddamn thing. I mean, they did give the key to the city to both of them, but yeah, there's some weird things in this one. But that being said, super enjoyable. For what I watch Mandalorian for what I watch a Star Wars show for, this hit all the points for me. This was really good. As far as a like perfect piece of television, no, there's some issues with it for sure. But for enjoyment factor and Star Wars, it was on point for me, 100%. And this is a guy that I got to acquire. This droid here, I'm telling you. So let's see what else we got here. There's some more. Love seeing the Roger Rogers and the this guy, the Asian looking robot. I can zoom in on him even more so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. There he is. He was from Star Wars. For some reason this is really low resolution. These didn't transfer over very well. But new astromech droids, like, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Was this episode more of a cop show procedural? No. A little bit, maybe. Dibs on Bo-Katan. Sure. Eric Martin, it was nice to hear Quill's name again. He is obviously well known and admired. I was sorry to see that character go. Yes, and I love the fact that he knew how to speak to the Ugnaughts. I am Din Djarin, friend to Ugnaught Quill. We need help or whatever. I have spoken. Oh, okay, now we're going to listen to you. I thought that was great. It's interesting to know that that's how the Ugnaughts, how their culture is. You don't go in and say that, you know, your droids are malfunctioning, your work is shoddy. I thought that was really cool as well. So, Sergeant Montgomery, I like how they said they're not used to our kind here. Yes. Trek or not, R5-D4 was a missed opportunity this episode, as they could have used it to interact with the other droids, and we could have seen some R2-D2-esque techie moments. 100% agree with you. I forgot R5-D4 was on the ship. He was in the background at the opening for sure, but yeah, you're absolutely right. They should have had him with them. That black astromech droid is pretty cool. Yeah. That one was cool. The one at the beginning was also very cool. I love black astromech droids. I have two over here. I've got, like I said, the one from all the promotional material for Rogue One right there. And then there's R2-Q5 right there, which is an Imperial droid. They're actually both Imperial droids, both of the black ones. So, yeah. Terrence Childs, I'm certainly a fan of the arc. Who's with me that the new show is on the Sci-Fi Channel? A lot of people have asked me if I've watched it. I have not, and a lot of people say it's kind of a disappointment. So, will I check it out? I mean, maybe at some point. Cerstis, think Bo is only getting the key was more to do with her royal status. I mean, she did thank both of them and say, you're both welcome anytime. So, BJ, this is the way, Roger, I have spoken. Catchphrases galore. Sergeant Montgomery, did the Mandalorian ship look like it was filmed with a physical model or what? Didn't notice that. Might have looked like that. I don't know why these are so low res. Yeah, once I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Seeing these two. The reuse of Stormtrooper for the guards was a nice touch. Sergeant Montgomery liked it. Awesome. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut really loved Katie as Bo-Katan. When they put her in a decent project, she shines, unlike when they put her in Another Life. No one could save that disaster. I haven't seen that either. Michael Evans, am I hearing things or is someone snoring in the background? You're new here, aren't you? For Christ's sakes. Let's solve the mystery, shall we? I've got a pug, well, 2 pugs, and a chihuahua. And it's actually Lola, the littlest pug that's snoring right now. She's over there. You couldn't see her. She was on that side. And yes, she's snoring because she's a pug and she's in an awkwardly weird position. There you go. There, now you can breathe better. And you won't disturb people on my live stream. How dare you breathe in your own house? I know. I know. That's not going to be much better. You're probably going to start snoring that way too. Anyway, it is what it is. Eric Martin, Katie can really fill out that armor nicely, in my opinion. I'd follow her anywhere. Yeah. Yes. Me too, Roger, Roger. BJ says this way and that way. Jason Peacock, the Aquaritan's Cruiser is a physical model. Okay. Jessica Butler's here. Hey, Jessica. I'm guessing next episode we find out what the Republic is going to do about the Beskar they found. Possibly, possibly. Seriousness, the pugs are always sleeping. Yep, and always with me. They can't go downstairs and sit with their mom. They got to be up here with me. Don't know. They must sound of my voice talking to you guys must be reassuring to them. I don't know. Plus, they're kind of daddy sucks. So. Yeah, man, this concept art is so great at the end of these episodes. I love it. Absolutely love it. Da 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 da. Loving it. I'm guessing next episode. There's that one. The pugs are always sleeping. Yes. The Rancor is snoring. Could be. I wonder if they were hired to rescue him. Guess we'll find out next episode. Michael Evans, I just never heard them snoring before. Well, I talk about them all the time because everybody asks, did you fart? Are you snoring? What's that sound? So I talk about them all the time, and I show them a lot of the time too. So that's fine. I just it's one of those things. Especially, I'm glad that Alicia said it sounds like somebody's snoring and not like, are you farting? Because I get that a lot too. Yeah, I'm going to sit here and just fart, just pass gas constantly. That's exactly what I'm going to do on a live stream. So, anyway. Sorry, it gets a little bit irritating sometimes, so. But yes, they are pugs. She has moves, so now you can see both the pugs if you really give a shit. There's Lola and Precious. And then back there, the little chihuahua is Dot. So, I'm not making it up. I actually got dogs that snore. How dare they? Bastards. BJ throws in $1. Thank you so much. First super chat of the night, $1. And I've got like $20 shots. I mean, I can have a shot of Kraken spiced rum. I can have Smirnoff pink lemonade or Havana Club rum as well. Anyhow. Trek or not, some Count Dooku mentions. Jessica Butler says, thank you, Cap. I don't know what for, but you're welcome. Anytime. Eric Martin, I like the Romeo and Juliet story with the two fish species. Yeah, it was an interesting, if not odd, way to start the episode. Let me put this down just a tad. There we go. Honestly, I thought my dog was snoring. Well, could be a bit of both. Trekyards, they need to produce a World of Mandalorians and Andor art book. They have one. They have a Mandalorian art book, and I almost bought it like 2 weeks ago, but it doesn't have the art from season 3 in it. Why not wait until it's got like one with all the art from all the seasons in it? Yeah, I almost bought one last week. I really want to get one because the artwork is fantastic. Like, beautiful. Concept art is great. The art book will be great. Eric Martin, I think Bo-Katan's old crew probably were the ones to snatch Moff Gideon. I would think so, yeah. Rush Knuckle Iron Gut, pugs or juvenile rancors. Well, they certainly look like it. They got the face and the buggy eyes and the weird teeth. Each season of Mando has an art book, yes. Trek or not, why did I not know this? Now you do. BJ says, Book of Boba Fett art book comes out in a few months. Jessica Butler, why are so many people unhappy with season 3? I like it. I'm right there with you, Jessica. I don't understand the hate. That season's awful. It has no direction. It's not about the Mandalorian at all. It's like, that's fucking great. Every episode's been good. I mean, the one that kind of threw me a bit was the one all about Dr. Pershing, but that again felt very much like Andor, and Andor was a fantastic series. So, Sirstis, as someone who used to live with a French Mastiff, I am fully accustomed to all dog sounds. There you go. Pug life. Hell yeah. Sergeant Montgomery, Star Wars is kicking Star Trek's ass in alien costumes. They keep it the same and traditional, but make it look so beautiful. I'm right there with you. BJ says, I can't afford you drinking. That's all right. Jessica Butler, Cap. We even have the same couch. LOL. Fold out. Oh yeah, this is the guest bedroom. So when we have guests, this is the couch that you can play the video games on and stuff, but it also folds out to a bed. So if you come and stay with me, this is the room you get to stay in with all the really cool stuff. So don't touch anything. Peter the Caco, $11. Thank you so much. When you were a kid, which console made your childhood memories? Like, as in video game console? Atari 2600. We never had a Nintendo. We would rent Nintendos from Blockbuster for like a weekend or a week and get some games, and play Contra and stuff like that. But honestly, it would be the Atari 2600. We had that. I also had a TRS-80, which is a Radio Shack computer that you could program games with, which is kind of shit, honestly. But had that. Yeah, I think my first console was a PlayStation. But anyway. Sirstis, I also found that Star Wars did alien costumes really well. Peter Lukaku, it was a Commodore for me, Commodore 64. Yes, all my friends had Commodore 64s. I didn't. So I have to go over to their house and watch them type load, whatever. I never had one, so. Eric Martin throws in $20. Here, wash down your breakfast. Yes. Eric bought me breakfast today. So, let's see. Smirnoff pink lemonade. Thank you, Eric. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah. Eric had some eye appointment today and was in town. So went out for a breakfast with him, and he very, very nicely paid, which he didn't have to do. I guess I'll pay next time. But yeah, it's good seeing him. And there you go. Cheers to you, my friend. Have a sip. Sip it. Your TV's big enough, you could probably jump in there. It looks like a pool, doesn't it? But cheers. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut. Season 3 is awesome. Yeah, I agree. I love the brick. Pierre Lukaku, I'm so drunk. I can't taste this chicken. Will Ferrell. Sergeant Montgomery says ColecoVision. Jason Peacock, I am convinced the Mandalorian heavy Book of Boba Fett episodes were repurposed episodes for Mandalorian Season 3. The Pershing episodes seem like a bottle episode to fill the season. I would say yes. I would agree with that. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut, I was worried you were going to say N64 and make me feel old. Well, I did have an N64, but I also had a PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, But yeah, like my first system was my brother's Atari 2600, which we played a lot. Like I said, we rented a Super NES, or just Nintendo. I can't even remember now. From Blockbuster quite often. So, but we didn't have one of our own. Trek or not, have you seen Fortress Cap? I have not yet seen Fortress, no. Paul says Nintendo Entertainment System. Sirstis, I was all Nintendo up until the PlayStation came out, and then I went full Sony. Jessica Butler says 2600, Gemini, Coleco, Nintendo, Super NES, N64, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. Eric Martin, wow, that shot glass was as big as a hot tub. I know, right? And all it took was $20 to fill it. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut says, Sharp's MZ700 for me. It's what you got when your parents did not think the Commodore 64 was educational enough. Oh, shit. BJ Theron says, having these guest stars in Mando is a bit like old Star Trek. TOS had a lot of character actors. You see a lot in other 1950s to 60s television, like Twilight Zone and Perry Mason. Yes, absolutely. Peter Lukaku, $22 Canadian. Thank you so much, my friend. Shot, now that you have PSVR 2, will you tackle some flight sims live? I mean, I've done that already with the just the PlayStation for the PlayStation 4 with Ace Combat 7. As for regular flight sims, I mean, not really my speed. They're kind of boring as fuck for me. Like, I want to do something while I'm in the air. I don't just want to sit there and, like, hold the controls for an hour and a half while I'm flying somewhere. So, if they come out with some good flight sims in VR, maybe. But, honestly, it's got to be, like, fighter jets and stuff. Yeah, Ace Combat 7 VR is fun. I've done it a few times, and yeah, they need to do an upgrade for it for the PS5. But anyway, cheers. Thank you. Eric Martin, all the Mandos had their ships parked and were having a tailgate party. Or a ramp party. Yeah, it wasn't really their ships now, was it, though? They stolen a lot of those ships, which is fine. I don't hate it, but I'm just saying there are things in this that don't add up. Like a kid doesn't survive in a dragon's mouth for nearly 48 hours to wait to have rescue. It's just a little nitpicky. That's not nitpicky. That is 100% an accurate, legitimate complaint. And yes, story of telling is broken there, 100%. I'm with you on that. Doesn't mean the rest of the episode wasn't fantastically enjoyable. All shows these days have these little niggles, these little things that just don't quite make sense. Some shows are way better than others at ironing those out or not having them. But honestly, you're going to see that in a lot of media. So I'm just enjoying the rest of it. And yes, we call that stuff out when we see it, 100%. But anyway. BB-8. I love the 2600, and I had its successor, the 5200, which was quite good, but didn't sell as well as Atari was on its way down. Yes, 5200 you don't hear about very much. Jessica Butler, my mother thought computers were a fad. I wanted the Commodore 64 so bad. I don't know why we never got a Commodore 64, honestly. My parents weren't against technology. They both had really good jobs. I don't know. We just never had one. Jason Peacock, if anyone complains about Lizzo and Jack Black, remind them of The Rock and Voyager. Yeah. I'm cool with Jack Black. He's a great actor, great singer, great performer. Nothing wrong with the Jack Black cameo at all. No, I just didn't expect to see him. And then I knew this other chick was somebody. And then fucking, I watched it with Sylvia later in the day, and she's like, "Is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'll look it up on IMDb." And Lizzo. And she's like, "Oh, Lizzo." And she started playing a song, and I'm like, "I don't care. I don't really give a shit." Anyway, but yeah, so seeing Jack Black and Lloyd, Christopher Lloyd in this was a little bit, but not bad. And this was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard as well. I think she does great work directing. So, Jessica Butler says, "I love Jack Black." Trek or Not, Sliders is perfect for a remake and reimagining. Seriousness, love Jack Black in this as well. Good choice, I felt. Jessica Butler, possession is 9/10 of the law. That was not a fart. Yes, that was someone snoring. That was my pug. That was Lola readjusting positions. And she's also dreaming, which is quite cute to watch. I don't know if you guys really care, but yeah, she's dreaming hardcore. And of course, as soon as I put the camera on her, she stops. Yep, of course she did. It's just the way it goes. Anyhow. My mom had learned BASIC and insisted on the sharps, but I cried my way into an NES 2 years later. Peter Kako, I only ask because you have piloting skills. I'll have to go back and watch those videos. Yes, please do. They are fun, and I love doing them occasionally because I just love fighter jet stuff. Michael Evans, wasn't that Moff Gideon's light cruiser? The one they were flying at the beginning? Yeah, it seemed like it. It looked like it was for sure. There was also the ship that they stole from the episode they were in. The Imperial ship that had to maintain a certain climb level or whatever. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the ship or the class of ship, but it's one of my favorite designs in Star Wars. It looks big and bulky, but I love the shapes. I love the shapes on it. So, and that was there landed, so that's cool, but that's still a thing. Let's change this to kicking around. The planet was the coolest one so far. It was great, yes. By the way, I just watched the Tetris movie, and I recommend it. Yeah, I want to see that. Looks really good. Amiga 500 was destroying consoles in the late 80s and early 90s. Most of Amiga games came out on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Fan Geek says, definitely the cameos should have been spread out. That was a little overwhelming. Was a little bit, yeah. Jason Peacock, yes, it was Gideon Aquaritus Cruiser and the Gazanti they stole earlier in Season 2. Sliders ended so badly. I never watched Sliders, so. Rusnackle Iron Gut, where I was Amiga 500 was what you got if your parents were a bit better off financially. God, those games were expensive. Where I lived, some Amiga games were $200. Those ships were liberated, not stolen. Sega. Oh, the Sega startup sound. Now, this was a really fun episode for me, and I think mainly for me, just because I'm such a fan of droids. I love droids. I got a lot of droids up here. I can show you the droids. You want to see the droids? You want to see the droids? You want to see the droids, don't you? Yeah, you do. All right, let's see the droids. So these are my Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale. This is the one that was used in all the promotional materials for Rogue One. But never seen in the actual movie. I think that's the one they actually used in this show. You got R2Q5, like my favorite. I love that shiny black, the shiny black paint scheme with the copper highlights. Brilliant. We've got a C3PO. Here we got some R5, R4D5, I can't remember. And that was my dog again. Anyway. There's Yoda and a frog. BB. 3PO and R2. Uh-oh. We've got some problems up in here. First of all, yeah, his hand should be on R2. And my Death Star. There's some other ones back there, as you can see. There's that one from Rogue One again. Different scale, though. We got a K2SO. Different scales of them. Got this. This is actually a Bluetooth speaker. We got a metal R2 back there. We got this guy. And, yeah, that's just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Good job, 3PO. This is the Bandai 3PO. Bandai model kit. Really beautiful. Really beautiful models Bandai makes. All right, up here we got some ATSTs. Because I love ATSTs. Up here we got my Sphero R2D2, my Sphero BB-8, and my Sphero R2Q5, and then my original R2D2 remote control. But wait, that's not all. I gotta turn on the light so you can see. Got more ATSTs in here. Got more droids. Anyway, got a lot of shit. There's some R2D2 down there as well. I got so many R2D2s and things. It's not even funny, I tells you. So yeah, I like droids is the point that I was trying to make. It's one of the reasons I really enjoyed this episode. I need a better tripod. Yes, I always want to see droids. It was cool to see the droids. Thank you, Jessica. Eric Martin, I remember spending a lot of quarters as a kid in the dark, seedy arcades. Those were the days. Pulicaco, there was a lot of pirating back then. Pirate BBS were so available. Emma Brock, did you notice R5's little antenna bending backwards when they went into the atmosphere? Because figure always had a rubber antenna. I did not notice that. No, I did not notice that, Emma. I'll have to take a look for that. You are spoiled, Cap. Give Sylvia a surprise later. She had one before the live, so we'll see. And yeah, she's fine with all this. She's great. So, hey, Captain, any dots? No, absolutely not. Russ Knuckle Iron Gut, Norway, not in 1987. Norway, not one had access to anything but what the local computer store sold. No one had access. Yes. I always hoped that they would do a Star Wars Jedi Outcast story. Such a great storyline. The Jedi Outcast games were the best. They were the best. Yes. Rush Knuckle Iron Gut. Connecting computers was still a few years away for us in 1987 to 1992. Jessica Butler, can I come over and play? Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of, like I said, this is the guest bedroom. Come and visit. You can hang out on the couch, play video games. You get to hang out in this room. Just like I said, don't touch anything or break anything, and you'll be fine. But yeah, yeah, this is just part of the collection. A lot of it's downstairs as well. So, but anyway. Lucky Cantrell 13. Is there an in-universe reason Star Trek doesn't have droids like Star Wars? Not that I'm aware of, no. Plenty of androids and stuff during the course of the shows, though. So, Eric Martin, switch back to Wi-Fi, please, and don't bite my head off for asking. Why? Did the signal get bad? I'm not going to touch it. If the signal's bad, let me know and I'll switch back, but otherwise I'm not going to touch it. I don't know if you're joking or what the situation is with that laughy face. I have a 7-year-old and can't find toys from Star Trek, just Star Wars toys. When I was a kid, I had the Enterprise D toy. What's got me into Star Trek? Just models and collectibles when it comes to Trek. Rob Rudd, only a few more hours till Picard. Everything else feels like a road bump. Michael Evans, you need to add HK-47 from Star Wars Revan. If you say so. Emma Brock, in the first episode of this season, R5's antenna bent backwards even when he turns his head away. It was so funny. I did not notice that. I will check that out. Peter Lukaku, Europe had issues pirating because all the pirates were Australian or American that had these games so much faster than Europe. Our pirating was quick. Jessica says, I'll bring all my clones. Clone troopers? Or clones of yourself? I don't know. Emma Brock, but Mando's helmet didn't look any different. I was specifically looking for that. Mando's helmet is different. It's 100% different than this season. If you watch, I don't know when the change happened. I think it happened during season 2. If you watch season 1 and 2, see where this is? The bottom of the visor is here, and it's got these. I always thought this looked so cool. I love the way that was done, like that. Now, this visor comes right down to the bottom here and goes straight across, and it looks like shit compared to this. This looks so much better. So yes, it did change. This is a better look for me, though. I'm glad that the Black Series has the way it should look. I don't know why they decided to change it, but yeah, the visor comes right down to the bottom now, and it never used to. I don't know when the change happened. I think it might have been during, actually, Book of Boba Fett. It's probably when it happened. But maybe even in season 2 sometime. But season one, it's like this, and I always thought that looked so fucking great. And then for some reason they fucking changed it, and now it comes right down to the bottom, and it just doesn't look as cool. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that, but it's what I think. So. I'm trying to get my kid into Star Trek, but it's hard. Wish they had toys for kids. They do. They got the Playmates figures. They got Wrath of Khan figures. They got TNG figures. They're out now. Terrence Childs. Oh no, he's drinking in a little. He's drinking in a little while the man will be being taken advantage of. What? Rob Rudd, I've enjoyed my PSVR 2. I wish Bridge Crew and Squadrons would get a patch. Resident Evil Village has been excellent. I've only played a demo of that, and yeah, it's not really a game for me, honestly. But yeah, they definitely need to do a patch for Bridge Crew and Squadrons, yes. BJ says, you have been fuzzy all evening, but I mostly just listened to you. See, everybody said it was 100% better when I switched over to the LTE. I don't know what the fuck is going on, guys. Emma Brock, Walmart the other day had the original Playmates Enterprise TOS phaser and a bunch of other toys and figures. Yes, they have the Enterprise, they have the phaser, they got Kirk, Spock, and Khan from the Wrath of Khan. They've got Picard, Data, Riker, I believe. They've also got a Michael Burnham and a Saru. So, Rust Knuckle Iron Gut. I had to wait until 1997 before having internet. In 1995, I ordered cheat discs for Command and Conquer off the teletext on the TV because that was the only option. Paid $3 for a disc. Wow. Jessica suggests Clone Troopers, 3.75 inch. I have an army. Ooh. Rob Rudd. On the PC, I installed the VR mod for Alien Isolation Heart Attack Simulator. Best, but amazing in VR. Yes, yes, it is. I haven't played it in VR because I don't think it's available for VR on the PlayStation. And I played it until I got stuck, and then I said, screw it. Emma Brock said, oh, I thought you were saying there was no angled bottom. I understand now. I know what I'm talking about. BJ says Bo-Katan's Pauldron is still the silver replacement from the one she lost. Sergeant Montgomery, is it me or does anyone else want a Mandalorian rocket pack to boost themselves upstairs or small obstacles like Bo-Katan hopped over? I don't know how she controls it. There's probably like some kind of wrist control. I thought it was literally helmet controlled, like you would look to activate things like that, but she didn't have her helmet on at the time, so. I wish Mandalorian would have held on to that Beskar. It's Beskar, B, not V. You've typed Beskar twice now. I thought it was a mistake the first time, but I think you think it begins with a V and it doesn't. It's Beskar, B-E-S. Let's see. Wish Mandalorian had held on to that Beskar staff, now giving back the Darksaber. Yeah, I love the staff. My little Mandalorian Bandai figure that I have downstairs has the spear, the Beskar spear. Terrence Childs, I'm not sure how many drinks he's had at this point, but it's only a matter of time until we're treated to a striptease. Emma says the video is fine. LOL. Michael who? Michael Burnham. Eric says, what did you buy at Toys R Us the other day? I don't have to wait for the video. I did buy something. It was Star Trek related. That's all I'll say. Maybe the armorer saved the staff and did not melt it down. It is a historic Mandalorian weapon. Peter Lukaku, we had 28.8K and 56K baud modems around then. No internet, just local BBS. Things transferred quick through the community. Sergeant Montgomery says, it's not us, Captain. It's everyone else that doesn't have the streaming set to automatic quality. BJ said it was better for a few minutes. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I've had it on Wi-Fi for months now, and nobody said a goddamn thing. It's been beautiful. Then tonight, Eric complained, can you please choose something with your settings? So I took it off Wi-Fi and put it on LTE, which is like the cell network, which I have unlimited of, so don't worry. But I used to do that all the time because I thought it was better, and the Wi-Fi signal wouldn't interrupt it, or it wouldn't mess with it. But 5 or 6 months ago, whenever I use the LTE, people are like, "Oh my god, the signal is so atrocious." So I switch over to Wi-Fi, and everybody's been like, "It's beautiful, it's fine." So, and nobody says anything when everything goes right. As soon as something goes wrong, everybody's on your ass. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's on LTE right now. I could switch it back to Wi-Fi. I'm just gonna leave it because it looks good on my end. So I don't know what to tell you. Any predictions for tonight's Picard? Tonight's nope, not. I'm not gonna even go there. No predictions at all. With the way they left it, who knows what's gonna happen. I remember playing the Alta Vista on a Netscape browser at school in 1996 in classes with a typing teacher that could not tell the difference between word processing and a website. Ah, the good old days. It has been beautiful. Did you get thunderstorms tonight? We got thunderstorms this afternoon. We had some from like noon on. There was on and off thunderstorms. There was severe thunderstorm warnings issued up on my phone app. It said it could be hail up to like nickel-sized hail. Didn't really see much of that. Did see some heavy rains, but just kind of moving through the area. Video is fine. Not everything has to be in 8K. Thank you, Emma. Eric Martin. That was a pretty good impression of me, Cap, but my voice is lower when I complain. Your signal's not very good. I have such a big TV that I notice everything, and it's awful. That's you. This is the way. I love the I love the artist Invader. You look good, pixelated, Captain. Alright, so am I pixelated or not? I don't fucking know anymore. Picard will boldly go. I try to say Picard for tomorrow, or I'm sitting there wishing I had something new to watch the next day. Sergeant Montgomery, what Force ghost would you like to see appear for Grogu? Yoda. Or Yaddle. Trek or not, there is an old DS9 USS Defiant-esque shaped CD player going on eBay. Laughing my ass off. Weirdest thing ever. Is it literally Defiant shaped, or is it just the shape of the Defiant? Or is it like Star Trek licensed Defiant thing? I've got Sylvia's got a TNG shuttlecraft up there that is actually a CD holder. And yeah, CD holders, CD players, anti-skip devices for cars. There are so many cool things back in the day. And now everything just sucks. Oh, let's see. Trek or Not sent me something. Holy shit, son. It's actually Defiant shaped. Star Trek Deep Space Nine portable car compact displayer. And it's designed like the goddamn Defiant. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, officially licensed and everything. That's great. see in my group chat, they're like, Mandalorian was great tonight. So much cool and awesome stuff. Great cameos as well. Yeah. A lot of people are liking it. I don't understand why people are not enjoying it. I have an Atari 2500 from the 1980s and it still works. I think you mean 2600, but yes. What Force Ghost would you like to see appear for Beverly Crusher? Hello there. I guess. I don't know. I still remember those times in school. I played Snake for an hour. Do you have all the Hallmark ornaments? I have the Galileo 7 and the Millennium Falcon. I've got so many of them. Yeah, I've got the Galileo 7, I've got the Enterprise D, I've got the TOS Enterprise, I've got the Runabout, I've got the Romulan the Deridex, I've got the Klingon Katinga, I've got the Enterprise C, I've got the Refit, I've got the Reliant, got the Enterprise A, I've got the Gold 50th Anniversary, Cage Enterprise, I've got the Razor Crest, no, that's not Star Wars, but I got an X-Wing, I got a Millennium Falcon, I've got so many more. I got the Franklin, I've got the Bird of Prey, they're all downstairs in a drawer. I got the DS9 with all the little mini ones that hang on to it. Yeah, I got a lot of Hallmarks. Trekyards says check Facebook. Already done. Eric Martin, that rich folks world reminded me a bit of the capital city in the Hunger Games. I never watched the Hunger Games because I don't watch things for teenagers. Did you watch that before or after Twilight, Eric? Emma Brock, watching you on a 50-inch. The video is fine, don't worry about it. They just trolling you. The city reminded me so much of Logan's Run. Carousel. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut, I guess you will be getting that, Captain. Getting what? Eric Martin, I like the Enterprise D Hallmark ornaments. Yes, the fat one. Fan Geek says Logan's Run would be awesome remake. Remake that shit. Was twisted, kind of reminded me of The Island. Yeah, that would be good for a remake, for a reimagining for sure. Peter Lukaku 550 Canadian. Was going to buy the PS5 tonight because I wanted the PSVR 2, but saw what games are available and really don't care for Gran Turismo. That game is apparently really great in VR though, and I have not yet downloaded it. I would play it, but Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is really fun. They don't have a lot of good VR 2 games yet, really. Swordsman VR, which was a game I had for the PS4, has a PS5 VR upgrade, which is actually quite impressive. So if you like sword fighting, that's one I've played it multiple times as well. You can check that out, the live streams of that. I have a whole playlist on here called Captain Foley Plays. Not with himself, but Captain Foley Plays, and it's all video games and things like that. So, given Beverly's record of birthing super children, why not Anakin Skywalker too? Trek or not, YouTube acting up, video and sound out of sync for me. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Fan Geek, you got a post video when you put up the Christmas tree this year. LOL. Well, it's funny because I put all those ornaments on the Trekyards tree, which usually goes in here. I haven't set that up for the last 3 years. I just have not had the desire to set it up. Kind of lost my Christmas spirit as far as that goes. I used to love Christmas. I always hated setting up the tree and taking it down. Absolutely. Still do. I just don't really have the desire to go all out with decorating anymore. And it's a shame because Sylvia's been hounding me for like the last 2 years to set up the, it's called the Trekyards tree because it's got all the sci-fi ornaments on it. And it's either downstairs by my desk or up here on the table here in the ready room. So, but yeah, I've done videos on that before in years past when I set it up. The Ghost of Trekyards Past. Go check out those live videos where I like show all the ornaments on the tree. But every year I kind of get 1 or 2 more ornaments, so. Emma Brock says it's fine for me, Trek or not. Yes, the Enterprise A is, I think, the most valuable one. They didn't make much of those. Emma Brock, Captain, have some great train sets for the tree. Are you asking me or telling me that I have some? Because I've got, I used to have an HO set around the tree, but the last few years I've gone, scaled it up to Lionel. I got a nice Lionel steam locomotive and passenger cars for around the tree, which again, 2 years prior to this past year, I didn't have it up around the tree. I just didn't care. I didn't care to. I know, I'm the Grinch, or Ebenezer Scrooge, but this year I set it up, and yeah, I like having the train around the tree. So, did a bag over tree, chuck tree in closet, pull tree out next year, exactly the same as it went in. I know people would do that. Hey, I would love to do that if I had the room for that. I don't have the room for that. We actually have a smaller artificial tree because I don't have the room for a large one anymore. I used to have like a 8 foot tall, pine, I forget the kind of pine tree, but it was very full. Had like 2,000 it was a pre-lit tree, 2,000 bulbs. Then half the bulb string went out, so I had to buy other bulbs to put on, and it's just such a hassle to put away a Christmas tree every year. We even got a real tree a few years ago, and then it's a whole other set of problems. So yeah, it's just, so the one we have now is kind of like a more ornamental one. It's about maybe 5.5 feet tall if it sits on the floor, but we put it on like a little pedestal thing, and so it sits up. It's about 6 feet tall, a little bit higher, maybe 6.5 feet, with the pedestal, and you got the presents around it instead of directly under it. So yeah. Now that the kids are all out of the house, I've kind of lost the Christmas spirit. I used to really love doing everything out for Christmas, and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day was like really special. And I had a fantastic childhood growing up. I really got spoiled on Christmas and all that. But yeah, the older I get, the more I just like don't care. And it's sad. It's really depressing. But anyway, that's a great tangent. Thanks, guys. Emma Brock says, I remember your video with the train set. It was really cool. Thank you, Emma. Don't force yourself. Nothing is worse than trying to force cheer. It makes it the opposite. Yes. Although my daughter Cassie absolutely loves Christmas, and she's always like, oh, you gotta set up the tree, and she comes over and helps me decorate it, which I really appreciate because she was like my Christmas buddy all through the years growing up, and her and I are really tight, and we really love Christmas. So I do love doing Christmas stuff with her, but the other kids don't really, they aren't as much into it as much as she was. Anyway, Michael Scott, the Lizzo cameo caught me off guard. I'm just glad they didn't show her ass. I had no fucking idea who Lizzo is, so it's just some lady to me. Hey, Squadron Course. Russ Knuckle says, best part of Christmas is being done and getting to sit down with whiskey and just decompress. Yeah, it's surviving another Christmas every year. It's like, we did it. We did it. We survived another Christmas. We got all the Christmas presents done. We got Christmas Eve pulled off. It was fantastic. Christmas Day comes and goes. And then it's like, another one in the books. And it's a brief moment of satisfaction. Then you look around and go, I gotta take all of this fucking shit down and pack it up and put it in the basement. That just sucks. I always wanted to see a tree with all the Trek ornaments. I would be super jealous. Well, we've got some videos on the channel of the Trekyards Christmas trees, so I mean, you could probably look it up. Just type in Trekyards Christmas tree, or sci-fi tree, or Trekyards tree. I'm sure you'll find videos where I show off all the ornaments. So, don't worry, the children will come back. My sister and I are still with our parents. They even sold us the house for inheritance tax purposes. I don't want the children to come back. I'm glad they're gone. Don't get me wrong. I love having them out of the house. But, yeah. Shit, just leave it up all year somewhere, lol. It kind of is up all year because it's, like I said, it's a smaller tree. We take it apart a little bit, but it's got like this ornamental basket that it gets constructed in. So that's downstairs in the laundry room, and it's out in the one corner, but it's like disassembled into its two parts to fit better. So it looks like a shrub or a bush as opposed to a tree when it's downstairs. And then we just bring it upstairs, reassemble it, and it's a tree again. So it doesn't really go away. I mean, I used to have like a Christmas tree box that they put the artificial tree in. That only lasted 2 or 3 years. Then it gets all fucked out of shape, and you can't do anything with it unless you duct tape it, and then it looks like shit. And then eventually that just falls apart. So by that point, it's time to get rid of your tree, so you get a new tree. Then I got one of the big Christmas tree bags from Costco. They just throw the thing in. You don't have to worry about keeping the box. You throw it in this big Christmas tree bag. But then you got to find a place to store this big Christmas tree bag. And it's funny, when we bought the Christmas tree bag from Costco, the kids were young, and one of them asked, Mommy, why are we buying this big bag? And Sylvia said, it's so that Daddy won't swear as much when he sets up the Christmas tree, honey. That didn't work. I still curse and swear because shit doesn't go right. And anyway, I've calmed down a bit in the last few years. I'll set up the tree and not even necessarily decorate it the same day. Give Cassie a call, have her come over like 2 or 3 days later. I would pull out the ornaments, have her and Christian or Thomas, whoever comes over, and decorate it. I'll help with a few things. I used to do it all. I used to decorate it all and all that. But anyway, why the fuck are we talking about Christmas? Alright, the city in this episode really reminded me of something from Trek. Kulo. Absolutely. Rust Knuckles said, in my tradition, we don't pack Christmas away until January 13th. We also decorate as late as the 23rd. I always wait till after Remembrance Day. This year it was right till December. Then I decorated the beginning of December. And yeah, it's usually down by the first weekend in January. Sometimes even before New Year's Eve, I'll have it down. So I have a neighbor that still has theirs up and lit up. I hope they're okay. They might be dead. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is just bad. I don't know what Jon Favreau and David Filoni are doing with this season. Last night's episode was the worst I've seen so far. The fuck? NZ Fade. Get out of here with that fucking negative attitude. Everybody here loves it. It was fantastic. This was one of my favorite episodes because it's so droid heavy. Why are you saying that it's bad? If you don't like it, stop watching it. And don't come on here fucking saying it's the worst thing ever. It's all... I don't understand. Rust Knuckles says, we do Advent from start of December, though. Sergeant Montgomery, anything planned for Trekyards between the Trek shows? Personally, I would like to see a versus like Millennium Falcon versus Defiance, and so on, Bird of Prey versus Gunstar. We've tossed that idea around for 8 years now and tried different variations of it over the years. Never really worked. So we will go back to doing lives about a variety of topics. We do top 10 episodes, or top 10 lives, talk about top 10 sci-fi weapons, or top 10 Trek weapons, or top 10 Federation ships, top 10 Klingon ships, things like that. Those are really fun. We also we'll get back to our reviews of TNG. I think we're in season 5 or season 6, reviewing TNG episodes, looking at the good and the bad and all those. And then we're going to move on to another series. I don't know if it's going to be Voyager, DS9, TOS, not sure yet, but we'll always be doing those as well. Those will keep us busy for a long time. And there's not much time between, because this is going to end like April 20th. And then I think Strange New World starts May thought I heard May 7th, but I also heard May 22nd, so I'm not sure. But it'll be like a couple weeks. It's not much of a space, honestly. So, anyway. I can't talk Trek with anybody. Oh, well, I got a live long and prosper decal on my car, and I get shit for it. This is awesome that we can talk Trek to someone. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, man, because I'm sorry you get shit for your decal, but yeah, this is where you can come talk Trek. Absolutely. Anytime. All the time. Because the Trek ornaments are cool. LOL, yeah, Christmas was a few months ago, and the next is still a few months away. Peter Lukaku, 550. Are you looking forward to the next Transformers movie? Ha ha ha. Pete Davidson is in this one. I am. Rise of the Beasts. I get Optimus Primal and Cheetor and Air Razor and Rhinox. No Rat Trap by the looks of it, though. But yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Handgeek, the Trek ornaments are beyond cool. Nick T, the Mandalorian will become the Bo-Katan show, and Mando and the Mando and Grogu will just pop up every now and then. Who cares, man? I don't know why everybody's so shitty. As I was saying, here's one of my ornaments here. This is the 50th anniversary Cage one. No batteries in it right now, but it's the gold 50th anniversary. And this is the Strange New Worlds Hallmark ornament. That one up there is one of the TOS ones. This one comes off the stand and you can hang it on the tree. But and then of course we got Razor Crest. Come here. It's okay. Anyway. There is some of the ornaments. I'm sorry, Puggies. Is you scared? Don't be scared of the Razor Crest. It won't hurt you. Christmas ornaments would be cool as a perk. Yeah. Emma Brock, loved all the droids and glad there wasn't so much Grogu. The Darth Eddie. Next month marks 40 years since the original V premiered. I'd love to see you and Samuel do a video on the miniseries and the ships from them. The ships possibly, that'll be part of our Fleet Yards, which is actually now called Trekyards universe. We'll see. We'll see. The vistas were epic in this episode with the dome cities and its bowels. The droids were good, and the progression is a bigger story. It was good. The episode was a full-on win. Absolutely. Peter Lukaku, $2.20 Canadian. Which Kirk will we see at the end of Picard? None. Neither. None. Fan Geek says, yeah, I got to do a dig on your channel because I'm new. I have a lot of questions, and I bet you answered them all in previous videos. Yes, we've done a lot of videos. We've been here for 8.5 years. Going to be 9 years at the end of in October of this year. We've got a lot of videos, and you see a definite progression. Plus, the lives are always funny. These started out as captain's logs, which were not live. Yeah, I encourage you to go back and check them out. You'll be entertained for days, I'm sure. Strange New Worlds is June 15th. Oh, they pushed it back. Okay. NZ Fade, the Barbie trailer is hilarious. If you like adult humor for kids, this is it. Squadra Course, I ordered some Decepticon emblems for my bike this week. Red ones from Shattered Glass. Nice. Emma Brock, April 20th, 420. Rust Knuckle Iron Gut. That was almost as good as the original effects. With the whoosh, whoosh, that's freaking the dog out too. I love how the ship's like angled like this, like it's like that's not how that works. It should be like no, they fucking angle it. It's always bugged me. I absolutely. Okay, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I hate the music. I hate like 80% of the music in TOS. Some of it's good. Some of it's good. Some of the love shit is fucking sappy. The funny like comedic beats, fucking stupid. I can't stand the music in TOS generally. There's a few that are all right. The romantic beats and the comedy ones are kind of stupid, honestly. Stuff from Balanced Terror, pretty good, pretty good. But even worse than that is the animated series. As much as I love the animated series, I love the stories. They're well written. The music in the animated series wants me to. I just want to rip my fucking eardrums out. I can't stand it. But anyway. I was hoping that the Ugnaughts would lead into a resolution of the IG-11 plot point. Maybe next week. I would love to see him come back and save the day. Somebody fixed him off screen and he comes back and saves Mando's ass. I didn't mean to start the Christmas talks. I just wondered if you had any ornaments. Sorry. That's okay. I got a lot of the Hallmark ornaments. I need to do a video just talking all about all of my Hallmark sci-fi ornaments. But that'll be obviously Christmas themed video, so. Emma Brock, I like the original effects. At first, I liked the remastered, but TOS all the way. I think the remastered are better. And for years when I was a kid, I was saying to my older brothers, they should redo the effects because these effects aren't very good. The show would be so much better if they could redo the effects. They'll never do that. It'll be too expensive to do per episode. Shut up, you stupid little kid. It would be better if they redid the effects, though. Guess what? They fucking redid the effects. Bitches. I should be paid for that idea. That was my idea. Don't know how old I was, like fucking 12, 13. Anyway. Love the droids, but those B2 super battle droids move more fluidly than we'd seen them. Reminded me of a gymnast. It was an upgrade. It was an upgrade. That's fine. Emma Brock, there are so many videos, lol. I was at university when it started. When what started? Trekyards? Peter Lukaku, $11. Models still destroy CG. Don't tell Sam. Star Trek TNG was movie quality effects. Roddenberry didn't waste money. There was nothing that was subpar. Models, there's something to be said about model photography. You know, yeah, that's a debate that's goes back and forth with CG guys and model guys, but there's merits to both, absolutely. But yeah, nothing can beat a good, model. Agreed. Some of the love and comics music, some of the love and comedic music is way too cringe. Yes. The music in the animated series is even more 70s than the music in TOS. BJ says, I love the music in TOS and enjoyed the first season of TNG's electronic reuse of it, like in episode 6, where no one has gone before. Yeah, the music is like an earworm. LOL, it hurts. But love the ships. But the music is eating my brain. Emma agrees that CG is good for breath or distant shots, in my opinion. Brief is what I meant. Oh, for brief or distant shots. I'm going to say for breath. What? When it's cold out on the planet, you see their breath from a distance. CG effect. Yeah. Excuse me. That was gross. Yeah, as a droid guy, I absolutely love this episode. I love the way the city looked. I love the colors in this. Like I said, the lighting at the bar with the Mando Beskar armor looked so good, so good. Um, this episode really showed off a lot of the beauty and things that they can do. I really enjoyed this. The bright colors at the banquet as well. Yeah, it had a very medieval vibe to it. The whole thing, especially the end, like I said, where it felt like there was just like the group of mercenaries camped outside of the town, in their armor, and then their friend comes up and it's like, hey, I got the sword, I got the special sword like Excalibur, you know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of them have Western vibes to it. This one definitely had more of a medieval feel to it for me. So anyway, with today's cameras, they could do awesome scenes with model ships. Yes. Peter Lukaku, $2.20 for Squadra Course. Well, thank you. I'm sure Squadra Course appreciates that, Peter. Squadra Course, I like how the Lord of the Rings movies did it, where the important parts of the set were real, but the rest was CG. Best of both worlds. Yes. CG is nice too, though, but I like the filming models more. Not sure why. Maybe a bit old-fashioned. Yeah, you're probably old-fashioned. Anyhow, I think we're going to call it there, guys. We've kind of drifted away from the episode. Mandalorian, keep bringing it at me. I love this stuff. I think it's fantastic. There's like 2 more episodes this season. It only goes up to episode 8. But I'm enjoying it. I really am. Also, no soldiers allowed inside the city like Rome. Yes, yeah. Unless it's part of their religion, then they can carry their weapons. Yeah, there's a lot of great aspects to this, for sure. And I want to get some of these new droids. I want to get some toys of these because, as you see, I need to add them to my collection. I have a lot more astromechs than that, by the way. I have a whole box of them downstairs, which used to be on display downstairs. And we'll be on display again soon enough, probably within the next year or so. We're going to be doing some changes to the basement where we can, I can get this stuff displayed. So, anyway. Waiting for Jack Black's character to get Grogu and a bunch of misfit kids together to teach them music. 5:30 a.m. here, and I need to find my bed. Good night, good people. Good night, Russ Knuckle. Emma says yes, using CGI for expanding sets and action, but not in place of them. There you go. Much like matte paintings, just for expanding the sets. So. All right, guys, we're going to call it there. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night. And if you're able to, tune in tomorrow night when I do my first reaction to the next episode of Picard, which is Season 8. Season 3, Episode 8. Okay, relax. Yes, I know. They know I'm signing off, so they know that means we're going to be going downstairs. So they're all excited. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And... yeah. Have a good night, everybody. I know what's so exciting. Yes, Theaters is finishing up. Theaters is going to go downstairs now. All right. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have yourselves a great night. Until next time, this is Captain Foley signing off. Are you okay? You're leaking. And you're super excited to be going somewhere. And you're just the dumb one. You just wait for everybody else to do things. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Catch you later. Bye, everybody. Oh, am I done now? Did I hit the end? Did I end the live stream? Is that what I did? Is it time to go downstairs now? Is it time to go downstairs? Let's move this tripod, just like we would if the stream was ended. Open the door. There goes 1. There goes 2. This one's going to wait for me because she doesn't like to expend any energy if she doesn't have to. Turn off those lights. Turn that off. There we go. Ooh, Inception. I don't know if anybody's even still watching. Oh, 14 people here, so anyway. All right. Now is it time to go downstairs? She's like, I don't know, is it? Not yet, because I haven't turned off my ring light. So let's just turn that off. There. Now is the time to go downstairs. I think it might be. All right. Now for real. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.